Hey guys, Riley's Marine here. Leaves are falling all around us, temperatures dropping, and the days are getting shorter. It's about time that a lot of people start winterizing, so I want to show you how to do it on your outboard. Today we're doing a Suzuki DF200, but these same steps apply for many different outboards. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fog the cylinder walls. So first up, take the cowling off. All right, this model that we're working on is an inline 4-cylinder, so the spark plugs are nice and easy to get to. Each coil pack is held up with 10mm bolts, so we're going to start off by taking those off. All right, now we got all the 10mm bolts out. Next thing, pull out all the coil packs. Now it's probably a good idea to not unplug them, just so you don't mix up what order they go in. Plus, at least on this model, you have enough room where you don't have to unplug anything. Just pull everything out, pull it to the side. Now to pull these spark plugs out, I use a 16mm socket with an extension. In order to not take the side cowlings off, I grabbed a different extension, just because this extension can get tight. What I use is just 2 smaller extensions, and that we have all the spark plugs loose. Just go ahead and take them out. Notice how I don't use any power tools, especially around a spark plug. The cylinder heads are aluminum, but you can cross-thread them very easily. All right, so that spark plug didn't come out, but I'll show you what to do. Mainly because I'm lazy and I never use a spark plug socket. I've just had them get stuck before. It's not fun. All right, if you have one of the spark plugs that's stuck in there, you can grab a magnet, or I always take the cylinder number 1 coil pack off. I don't know why I do that. I've just always done that. It's easy to remember where it goes. And if you just push it in there, you should be able to grab it, no problem. All right, now it's time to fog it. If you ever fogged anything before, like an older Merc Cruiser with a carburetor, you probably sprayed it into the carburetor while it's running. These newer outboards, it's not really the same. You can't really do that. I use this Starbright fogging oil. Not sponsored, but there's a link down below if you do want to buy the same stuff that I use. No preference, it's just the flavor I have this week. I like to use a straw, and let's just spray some fogging oil in there. Trim the motor up slightly, it helps, because when you spray the fogging oil in there, it's going to want to leak out. Just a little. 5-10 seconds. All right, that's probably closer to 5. All right, now that we have fogging oil sprayed in the cylinder, just go ahead and put your spark plugs back in. Now when you go to start your engine in the spring, it will smoke a lot. That is perfectly normal. It'll go away after a couple minutes. All right, now go ahead and tighten up the spark plugs. Nothing crazy, just a little snug. If you're grunting, it's too tight. Let's go ahead and put cylinder number 1 coil pack back in and plug it in before we do anything else, just so we don't forget. All right, now we're going to put all the 10mm bolts back in. Just start on my hand, then I'll come back, tighten up most of the way with the extension and a ratchet. Then I'll come back and tighten the rest of the way. I just like to get the bolts out of my hand and started before I do anything else, or else I'll lose them, drop them, forget them, all the above. All right, that's all you gotta do for fogging it. Now we're gonna move on to running antifreeze through the engine. To run antifreeze through the engine, there's multiple different ways to do it. First, I'm gonna show you what I typically use. The bucket's full, so it's a little heavy, but this is a 5-gallon bucket that I made up. This is just a 5-gallon bucket with a sump pump from a house plumbed in to just a normal hose with garden hose end on it. And I do have this little adapter, so when I twist it in, I don't have to twist this whole hose. And you just plug it into 120 volt and it works. I don't expect you guys to have something like this or to make something like this for just a one-time use. So there are multiple other ways to get this done. Another way to get it done, which I'm actually going to do in this video, is just a drill powered transfer pump. Put one end in the antifreeze jug. I'll probably use my little adapter to twist into the side of the engine, and just using a drill, it pushes antifreeze through the block. Now a third way to run antifreeze through your block is they make these jugs that have, it kind of looks like my 5-gallon bucket, but it has a fitting on the bottom, and it just works off gravity. So you put it somewhere high up and you use the gravity to force it into the engine. I will post a link to both the drill pump and that style pump if you guys do want to buy that. Now on a Suzuki, it is fairly easy to run antifreeze through the engine because they have flush ports. There's one on the side, one on the front. I'm going to use one on the side just because it's easier for you guys to see. Now this style flush out port is only for a Suzuki. Yamaha has a little, it kind of looks like this wire sitting right here, but it's actually the flush out port. That works the same way. Mercury's have the flush out port that kind of looks like this trim button. It just twists and pull right out. Now on the Mercury's though, if you are using either like the sump pump style like I have or the gravity feed, there is like a check ball or pressure valve, something like that or another in the Mercury's, and it will not let you run antifreeze through without having pressure. So you would have to use the drill pump. But Suzuki's and Yamahas, you don't need any pressure, just flow. So I'm going to take this guy out. By the way, don't lose that little piece. That is required for the engine to actually build water pressure and keep it cool. All right, so let's go ahead and twist this little adapter on. Take the drill pump, twist that on. Take the little hose. Have your antifreeze jugs ready. Let's go ahead and just put our drill in there. On this particular one, spin it clockwise and it'll pump into the motor. That's 1 to 2 jugs, that's about all you need. And I go just until I start seeing paint come out, so we'll do it together. Let's go in high speed. You can see all the antifreeze coming out. See it peeing antifreeze. Just for good measure, let's do the other one too. All right, it's pinked. Now when you undo this, try not to get all over yourself. Antifreeze is non-toxic, but it is super slimy. Let's take our adapter out, put our plug in. So the thing about running antifreeze through your outboard, it's fairly controversial whether you actually have to pink your outboard or not. An outboard is self-draining, most of them, and it will not actually freeze. It is a good extra safety precaution to do, and there is benefits to running antifreeze through, even though you know it's not going to freeze. I'd say the biggest benefit is antifreeze has a corrosion inhibitor in it, and it basically coats the inside of the water jacket with that slime and helps to prevent corrosion as much as possible. Today's outboards, they're fairly reliable. They don't really blow up or even really have major issues. What typically happens first before any of that other stuff can happen is corrosion will get to them. They'll rot out, so that's why it's important to flush, and it's also important to run the antifreeze through it when you go to put it away for the season. Now before we go ahead and put the cowling on, I like to spray the engine down with some sort of anti-corrosive spray. I know in previous videos I've showed myself using 656, that's fine. Today I'm going to use heavy duty silicone. You can also use WD-40 or any of that. You just basically spray paint the whole entire engine with it. All right, now it's time to put the cowling on. We're almost done. Our last step is I like to put a fuel treatment into the fuel before I put it away for the winter. It's also controversial for how much fuel you should have in it. Do you want the gas tank to be full, but then there's more amounts of ethanol in it so it can absorb more water? Or do you want the fuel tank to be empty, but then the walls of the fuel tank can build up condensation and all that water can end up in your fuel? Do you know what the perfect amount is? In my opinion, whatever you have in there is just the right amount. I don't know exactly how much fuel is in this boat, but this fuel stabilizer is concentrated. It is 1 ounce, treats 16 gallons. So A couple splashes ought to do it. Make sure you spill it everywhere. That's good enough. All right, now we got the cylinder walls fogged, we got antifreeze ran through the block, and we got the fuel stabilized, and we also sprayed a corrosion spray onto the engine. That's about it. Your engine's now ready for the winter, and come springtime, fire it up, you should be ready to go. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions, any video ideas, please give me recommendations. If you're local, and if you have a boat and you have a service that needs to be done and you'd like to see how it gets done in person, maybe we can set up something and I can record it and I can make a video about it, but shoot me a message and we can work something out.